Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I'll be reacting to all of the long-awaited announcements for Marvel and Marvel Studios and the MCU universe that happened yesterday in San Diego at San Diego Comic-Con Hall H. Now, there's a ton of stuff to get to. It's really cool. Obviously, this spills over and has crossing with Marvel Future Fight because a lot of this content, if not all of it, will eventually find its way to MFF. Now, I know I've been complaining lately and updates have not felt the same way and there hasn't been the same polish and the same amount of effort and no new characters, yada, yada, yada. I still feel that way about the game. But on the other hand, I love Marvel. I'm sure you do too if you've been watching me for this long and you've been playing the game for this long. And I always get hype for what is next because the universe that Kevin Feige and all of the people working on it have created has been amazing for the past, 14 years since 2008? So I can't wait to see what the next 14 years has in store for us. So yeah, let's check it out because they've actually announced so much stuff that it might actually span the next 14 years. So obviously, it goes without saying, there's going to be spoilers. Again, it's very minor spoilers. There is a little bit of extra information for AntMan and the Wasp: Quantumania. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah. So if you don't want literally any information about that movie, then you should still watch the video, of course, but then just skip that part at the end. It'll be later on. But yeah, obviously, it's mostly just title cards. So we've got something, well, the general theme for this entire announcement was the Multiverse Saga. So they've finally given a name to this Phase 4 transition that we've been doing. And I use the word transition because there's been a ton of growing pains for the movies and the TV shows. And a lot of people watching and a lot of critics have rightfully said that it feels disjointed and it feels like there's not really a goal in mind because compared to Phase 1 to 3, where the goal was very clearly Stones, Thanos, big fight, we don't have that now. There's no Infinity Stones. There's no big bad guy lurking in the shadows collecting some sort of ultimate device. And there isn't a very clear pecking order of like, hey, these specific heroes are grouping up together to form a team. We might even call that team the Avengers. So yeah, the Phase 4 thus far has basically had none of the hallmark indicators of Phase 1 to 3, and I think that's why people are rightfully confused, but the Multiverse Saga makes sense. However, I would say that if they're going to call it the Multiverse Saga, they need to go into more multiverses. There hasn't been quite enough in, multiversal traversal. Basically, Loki gave us the most out of any of the things we've seen thus far. Doctor Strange was probably a little disappointing in that regard, but I digress. So let's check it out. We got She-Hulk Attorney at Law. This is going to be landing very soon on screens, like in 2 or 3 weeks. So we should then be seeing this content in the game in just a couple of months. She-Hulk is going to be in it. There's a lot here. She-Hulk is going to be in it. Hulk is going to be in it. You can literally see him in the trailer thumbnail. Daredevil is going to be in it. There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot. And Daredevil is in for a lot more, which is very exciting. Charlie Cox is coming back full swing. So yeah, there's also other characters like Titania, possibly Absorbing Man, and some more like B, C, D tier She-Hulk characters and villains, but I don't want to get into that too much. That's probably, too unnecessary, too many specific details. Then we have Secret Invasion announced for spring 2023. So they're jumping ahead to next year. Secret Invasion is really cool. It's going to be a TV show actually, and it's going to involve at least Nick Fury and the Talos Skrull agent that we've seen multiple times in like Captain Marvel and stuff like that. Secret Invasion is really cool. And it should also have Emilia Clarke in it from Game of Thrones. So it should be pretty nice. I'm not really sure what we could get from that just because Skrulls don't actually have, like, their power is transforming, right? So it's a difficult thing to translate into games, but we'll see. Then we have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This is the big next movie. Well, after Black Panther, of course. That's going to be slated for February or sometime in the, early next year. Time slot. This one's very exciting. I'm very excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I love Ant-Man. I always have. But I'll have some stuff later on in the video to talk about specifically for Quantumania. It's pretty hype from what we've seen. Apparently, a trailer has already been shown at San Diego Comic-Con. So if you're wondering why the internet is abuzz, it's because of that. I haven't seen the trailer. It hasn't been leaked, but apparently it's quite cool. We have Guardians of the Galaxy 3 landing in about a year, just a little bit under a year. That should be really good. That might be the last movie. That might be sort of like the wrap-up trilogy for whatever the director's name is. I can't remember his name now. But yeah, that should be quite good. We have the Wakanda Forever trailer. So this is Black Panther 2. This one's coming out this year, November 11th. Now, I don't want to show the trailer because it'll probably kill the video in terms of like DMCA and stuff like that. But the trailer's really good. There's a lot of water-based stuff. So that's all I'm going to say. There's a lot of water-based stuff. If you watch the trailer, you'll understand exactly what's going on. It's a new take on a classic character. So very excited for that. That has to be a bigger update for MFF. There's just no way. But yeah, I really like the trailer for Black Panther Forever, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I think it's dope. I think it's absolutely dope. Then we have the Echo Echo TV show, also summer next year. This one, honestly, not that hyped about it, just because we've seen how small Disney Plus updates end up being in the game. I mean, the show will be good, sure. But in terms of the translation to the game, I don't really see a lot happening there. Maybe just like a uniform type of thing. We have Loki Season 2, which should also arrive around the same time as Echo, which is wild, just a year from now. Loved Loki Season 1, despite some, pacing issues and some story issues. So it should be really good. Again, I think the universe that Loki goes into is probably the most interesting that we've seen from the Disney Plus ones thus far. Then we have Blade being announced, which is so sick. And that's only like 18 months away. So, man, seeing Mahershala Ali as Blade is going to be so unreal. I would love a cameo from the original Blade. I can't remember his name now. Man, this is killing me. Wesley Snipes, thank you. And yeah, this is going to be so sick. So sick. Ironheart TV show announced, which should be awesome as well. New solo series. This should be fall 2023. Again, these are all subject to being shifted around and changed. But Ironheart should be awesome. I actually really like what they did with Ironheart in the comics. And seeing RDJ, if he comes back as a hologram, would be amazing. Would be really cool. Then we have a TV show that I'm not sure how many people wanted, but we'll see. Also arriving 2023, but this is more like winter. So this is about, a year and a half from now. Agatha, Coven of Chaos. This could go one of two ways. It could be boring, or it could be really unexpectedly good. I honestly don't know that much about Agatha Harkness and sort of her universe. Obviously, I know where it intersects with like more popular heroes like Scarlet Witch and stuff, but I don't know how deep into the lore they're going to get, how many new characters they're going to create, right? Like how much are they going to flesh out this world? I like magic in general, and I like sort of old-timey magic, the way that they flashed back to Agatha's time in sort of like the 17th century or whatever. But we'll see how they go with it, like where they go with it. Then, probably the most exciting announcement, Daredevil Born Again. And this is bringing back Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, which is mental. So we're going to see much more of Kingpin and Daredevil interacting. And this is 2 years from now. I cannot wait. I am so excited for this. It should be insanely good. And the most exciting part is, at least from like a perspective, a speculative point of view, is someone said online, again, I have no idea if this is true, that it's 18 episodes. But if it is 18 episodes, oh, I'm so excited. Oh, man, because we know the Disney Plus shows have been kind of short, 6 episodes, 8 episodes, 18 episodes of Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. Sign me up, bro. Just the two of them in a room for the whole time would be absolutely amazing. They're like deadly good actors, and they do such a good job. I'm going to move my camera over here. Then we have Captain America New World Order. So this is going to be Sam Wilson's first movie as Captain America, I'm assuming. And this is coming out in about 2 years from now. So it's pretty far out there, but it's cool. It's cool. Thunderbolts also announced for July 2024. So yeah, about 2 years from now. Thunderbolts should be pretty interesting. Yelena, Baron Zemo, maybe Taskmaster, Ghost. Like, there's a lot of villain-esque characters. And I think more so than the comics, well, maybe not more so than the comics, but Marvel has done a job. I wouldn't call it a good job, but they've definitely done a job of turning a lot of the villains into like tragic villains that you feel bad for and you almost want to root for. Like Ghost is just robbing all this stuff and stealing all this stuff to save herself because she's dying, and her daddy feels bad for her. And Taskmaster is just a victim of the circumstances and whatever. Baron Zemo is almost a hero in the Disney Plus show, along with Captain America, Falcon, and Winter Soldier, right? Like, he helps them stop the real bad guys. So I think Thunderbolts would make sense. It's obviously going to sort of re-villainize some of these characters because you kind of have to have an antagonistic play between them for it to make sense. Otherwise, it's just going to feel like, really bootleg, like D-tier Avengers, which you don't want. But yeah, I think it should be good, and Marvel is definitely not lacking for, like I said, villains who are not really villains. Like, they have just way too many of those. So yeah, Thunderbolts should be cool though. And then we have Fantastic Four, which arrives in about 2.5 years. Now, no casting announcements for Fantastic Four. That was rumored, but it never happened. Pretty cool. Obviously, once we get casting announcements and more information, it'll be really cool. And what I'm most excited about is, I know it's 2.5 years away, so it's a long way away, but that's good for CGI. Because we know that Marvel has been kind of dodgy lately with CGI. And so knowing that this is still a ways away, the technology could still improve. We could see some really groundbreaking CGI for this movie, especially when it comes to, I mean, all of them. I was going to say, especially when it comes to like Reed, but then I was thinking like Human Torch and Ben and Sue. Like, the CGI for all 4 of them, the better it is, the cooler it's going to look, right? She goes invisible, he turns into fire, he's made of frickin' rocks. So yeah, I'm always excited for Fantastic Four, but we'll see. And then here's probably the biggest announcement that they dropped back to back. Kang Dynasty. The Avengers Kang Dynasty is going to be dropping in about 3 years. And then 6 months later, they want to drop Secret Wars. And if you don't know how insanely sprawling and how universe encapsulating Secret Wars is, just go Google one of the comic covers. There's literally 500 heroes, 500, comic book characters on that cover alone. It's literally everyone that you know, and then all of these characters that you don't know, all sucked into Secret Wars. It's mental, and we're going to see probably a huge focus on some really key villains like Doctor Doom. You're maybe going to have Kang in there as well, because, 6 months before the Kang Dynasty, how can it not have an impact, right? If this is a timeline-based endeavor, of course you have Beyonder, it's gonna be really, really, really cool. I know it's a long way away to get hype. It's a bit ridiculous to be like really cool about something that's 3.5 years away, but yeah, it's really cool. Like, I never thought I would see Secret Wars being played out on TV, like on a screen, in a movie screen, in an actual reputable way. So yeah, that's absolutely wild. Just to scroll down a little bit further here, there's a little bit more. There's a lot of comic book stuff that kind of gets swept under the rug, but I just wanted to highlight Dark Web because this looks so freaking cool. I know it's like centered around Spider-Man mostly, but the art style and the way that some of these characters have been redesigned and kind of had their kits tweaked and upgraded is just super dope, dude. And the inclusion of mutants and stuff, I really, really like that. But there's more. There's still more. Because we also had the XMen 97 announcements. Again, I don't want to spoil too much here, but of course they're bringing back the classic X-Men animated show, so you should absolutely watch that if you haven't yet, with Magneto leading the pack here. Very cool. I like the way it looks. The art style is a little bit questionable, but it doesn't matter. We just have to see how it animates, when all is said and done. And then for Quantumania, I said I had some stuff to mention at the end of the video for Quantumania. So this is the first official poster for Quantumania. That's Kang in the background. We got Scott Lang, we got Hope, and then that's actually Cassie Lang, Scott's daughter. And in the comics, it looks like this. So it's a pretty good one-to-one, and it should be pretty funny to see how they sort of interact, because Paul Rudd, we know, is like really good in terms of comedy and his timing. And so, having that sort of dad vibe play out while they're trying to maybe save the universe from Kang or whatever, I don't know, should be quite nice. Now, to get a little bit more specific on the Kang stuff, okay, this is his reaction after they dropped the trailer. So apparently they dropped a trailer for Quantumania and it was crazy. But one line in particular that they said in Quantumania was pretty mind-boggling for me. So apparently Kang says, "You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?" He says that to Ant-Man, which implies that he's killed other Avengers in other multiverses. So he's very familiar. Of course, this is Kang's MO, but to have him say that in such a badass way, obviously not in my delivery, in the first trailer, he's gonna have so many badass lines. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be really good. So that already gives me a lot of hype and sort of like good vibes for Quantumania, because they know how to handle Kang and they know how menacing he's supposed to be. That he's not gonna be a pushover. That he's not gonna like he's ready from the get-go, right? Like he already knows them and they don't even know him. So I'm really excited for my boy Scott Lang. Hopefully he gets a big upgrade. Haha, we timed that right. And yeah, lots more to come. Hopefully a few more announcements come out from San Diego Comic-Con, but then we start seeing more trailers and stuff like that, so we get a little bit more of a scoop on what's to come. But yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what was most exciting and least exciting for you that was announced. Is there too much for Phase 5 and apparently Phase 6? Or does Marvel need to do even more? Who knows? Thanks for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.